All right, Tyler Perry fans. Now it's been a pretty solid week for Tyler Perry in regards to recognition. Several days ago, he was named for Variety's 2020 Showman of the Year award. So first of all, congratulations to Tyler Perry for that. I tried to find the magazine in stores, but I honestly do not know where Variety is sold. I was in Walmart and Food Lion a couple of days ago and I did not see it there, so maybe the issue hadn't come out. But in any case, the articles are all on the Variety website. They got a couple of video interviews as well, so if you want to check them out. I actually just watched both of them. One is 23 minutes long, and the one I'm focusing on today I believe is about 5 minutes long, and it's really focusing more on the House of Pain dynamic of the show. But I'm just going to be looking at this article, which I'll link in the top comment below, entitled "Tyler Perry Built a Small Screen Empire from Scratch. Now he's eager to pass the torch." At least 10 people sent me this article within the span of a 24-hour period because it's like, "Jeremy, Tyler Perry's finally hiring writers." And I'm like, wow, okay, this should be interesting. So I checked out the article and the video, and again, I'm going to kind of give my thoughts on this. But before going further, make sure you like the video. Let's try to get to 50 likes on this one. Hit the bell notification icon and select all. That way you allow all notifications and don't miss out when I post content. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And we're trying to hit 150,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So let's make sure we, hit subscribe so we can get one step closer. So I looked at the clip and it pretty much, addressed the origins of House of Pain and how Tyler Perry did it his way, where he was originally told that, you may be only getting 10 episodes out of this, but from 10 he saw 100 to get syndication, and he did it. And I mean, well, TBS and House of Pain and Tyler Perry did that. But there was one particular part of this article that people were sending me, and I'm like, I try to read an entire article for context just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. But here's the part that I want to read out to you. And again, I definitely suggest reading the entire article here, but let me just do, let me just do a quick breakdown. There's only 7 paragraphs here. Basically, they talked about the return of House of Pain. And the second paragraph is what really got me, because he even said the same dialogue in the video. Okay. Reflecting on his prolific run to date as a producer, Perry says the response to the new season of House of Pain on BET has blown me away, especially given how significant the project has always been to him. I'm very confused by that, because look, let me put it this way. It's kind of like with what was it? Wasn't there like a recent documentary out, like The Social Experiment or something, where they talked about different things in regards to social media and how, it triggers certain things and why, and basically like how my personal timeline or newsfeed on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram could look completely different from yours. Like, for example, you might see more political stuff from one side and I might see the opposite, or I might see something from Walmart while you see something from Target. So basically, kind of like snowflakes, no two timelines or news feeds are alike. But this is what baffles me, though, because again, Tyler Perry is the man. He's the one on the other side of things I can't see. So his timeline and news feed is clearly different than mine. But for the love of Pete, I can count on one hand that has been through a wood chipper the number of positive comments, tweets, or anything above, or anything, in between, that says the House of Pain series is good. Season 9, I mean. I mean, when people sent me this part of the article, I'm initially thinking, and let me read the paragraph again. Reflecting on his prolific run to date as a producer, Perry says the response to the new season of House of Pain on BET has blown me away, especially given how significant the project has always been for him. Now, in my mind, based on what people were telling me, remember, I only read these this paragraph and another one before reading the full article. So my initial thought was, damn, okay, so did Tyler see a bunch of the negative feedback and whatnot for a project that's very special to him? And as a result is like, you know what, maybe I do need to hire writers, to give this show the boost it needs in quality, because this is the flagship show of my projects. I mean, arguably the haves and the have-nots, but without House of Pain being the first hit show, then the other shows like Meet the Brown, For Better or Worse and whatnot wouldn't have come, when they did. But after looking at the clip, he pretty much once again said, he did say, to his credit, there were a couple of lines of dialogue he said in the interview where he's like, there are some people I do take, critique and criticism from, and I really sit back, or no, not all of the criticism, not every remark that critics say make it to my ears. Basically, it's like not everything is filtered to him, but what does come through, he looks at it, and sometimes he's like, okay, well, if this person's saying this about what I put out, let me read it to see what the context is, to see if I need to change anything. So it does seem like he does listen to some criticism or critiques or feedback and make the necessary adjustments. So to that, Tyler Perry, I tip my hat to you. Like, of course, I don't know whose critiques or what have you take into account, because he really was saying things that just sounded like he was saying back in January when he faced criticism during the release of A Fall from Grace, because that's when he released the notorious video of how he doesn't have a writer's room. And he was basically saying, for those who say that, say they don't get the writing or whatever, then, they must not be the audience, because look at the numbers and everything. So I'll give credit where credit's due. Like, again, I don't know the numbers of how many criticisms he accepted and taken into account, but I mean, maybe he does, because when you think about it, the Pains only lasted at one season on OWN, and then instead of bringing the Pains on BET, he decided to bring back House of Pain. However, House of Pain is literally done in the same kind of setup, if you will, writing formula of the Pains, and that's why a lot of people don't like it. And again, remember, I said the Pains has gotten slightly better. What was the episode right before Lucky Cards? I think the one where Ella walks out on Curtis or whatever. I've said, like, this is the first episode so far where I felt like, holy crap, this feels like a House of Pain episode. I think it was like episode 11 or something. So I think that when it comes down to it, he also said in the coming years, he said his deal with Viacom still has about 2.5 years left. So that's interesting. So basically by maybe 2023, give or take, that's when his current deal with Viacom is over. Now, I'm not saying that, I'm sorry, there's a large vehicle outside. I'm not saying that Tyler's retiring, but based off what he said, like, he's going to kind of slow it down as time goes on and kind of, still work on stuff, but not to the same level that he is now, where I'm guessing he's doing like 1,000 projects at once solo. But let me go down in this article. I'm sorry about that. I didn't know I'd spend so much time on one paragraph, but I really just needed to go into detail on that. Okay. As for the future, Perry says he sees himself taking a step back and letting fresh, exciting talent take the writing and directing reins. Perry is eager to pass the writing and development torch on to fresh faces. We're super excited about the young, up-and-coming filmmakers and new writers that we're working with. Tyler has solidified his place in the industry. His brand is amazing, and we'll continue to grow that. Then on the other side, we're working on promoting, providing a platform, and advocating for this new talent, both in front of and behind the camera. That's great. Now, based off, again, the clip that I saw on this article, it seems to me like it's going to be like new projects. Now, it seems like when it comes to these new fresh faces and talent behind and, in front of the camera, it seems like these will be new projects rather than have not writers room or sisters writers room or the Oval writers room. I think Tyler's probably going to, run his course, if you will, on the shows that he has out now. But when it comes to newer shows, that's where he's going to allow new talent to come through. And to be honest, as much as I mean, I'm not saying I'm completely against this, but let's say if Tyler decided to get maybe 5 or 6 people together for a writer's room on the haves and the have-nots, I'm iffy on how, and again, this is just me talking here. This is just my opinion as a fan. I would like that, but maybe not so much, because to be completely honest, I think the show has run its course. Because could it be saved? Yes, but only if the right people, and I'm not trying to self-promote here, but I'm thinking people like, again, just, and I'm talking like, some of the, I don't even want to say super fans, but like dedicated fans that I know of, like the Melroses, the Chandlers, the Marcuses, hang on. Let me get my phone here. I want to pull up Instagram. I know some people might be mad if I don't mention them, but there are just so many amazing fans I get to speak with. But Sids and Jesse. Yeah, there are just so many other people, I can't even name them all, but I'm talking about those hardcore fans. And when we criticize the show, and I hate to even use the word criticize, but I think that whenever I do videos like this, some in the back of my mind, I'm like, and I've said this on the channel before, I've probably talked my way out of getting that Tyler Perry Studios invite before. And I wouldn't be shocked, because there are times where I do these videos, I'm like, yeah, this probably ain't going to sit well if it does reach the year Tyler Perry. But I only make these kind of videos because I care. Like, I understand when he says things that, and I'm not trying to take it personal, because I don't even know if he's talking about me. I don't even know if Tyler Perry knows about me. I don't know if Tyler Perry's ever seen technically he has seen a tweet before because he retweeted me. I don't know if Tyler Perry has ever watched one of my videos, or if one of the many cast members I've interacted with told Tyler about me. I don't know. And I don't want to even, because I remember used to dreading that thought, because I would be worried. I'm like, oh my God, Tyler's going to call me one day. I've moved way past that, like over a year ago. I'm not in that, or 2 years ago. I'm not in that mindset anymore. I'm just working on my stuff, which is my channel, and interacting with the fans and cast members. So all I'm saying is, when he says things like, when people say they don't get the writing, then they're not my audience, I'd like to think I'd fall into the category of the Tyler Perry audience, because I've grown up watching his stuff, from the plays to the movies to the shows, and look at what I'm doing for a living. I'm reviewing this stuff. So more often than not, it's not that I have a problem with the writing per se. It's just the way in which the writing is delivered, because the quality isn't there. It's not the meat of the burger. Yeah, basically the meat of the sandwich. I'm down with that. But the way it's presented, I don't think it works. Case in point, I'm just going to throw out an example here. And I know some people are probably wondering, well, Jeremy, where are your house of pain? Look, the dentist thing, okay? My mouth is finally not sore, but I had a crap ton of stuff I've been working on today on the side. So over the weekend, I shall do my videos. But look at the latest episode of Sisters. And I even tweeted about this. I said, I don't have a problem with what Andy's been saying in the episode in regards to the struggles of what it means to be a black woman, and, finding a good man and everything like that. But I don't think Andy is the right person to say that stuff, given how she's the one who messed around with a married man. She's gotten into some shit, and now she wants to talk about how it's hard to find a good black man. You're not a good black woman. So you see what I mean there, where I wish that at the very least Tyler would have a consultant. But I can completely understand hey, I did it my way, look at these numbers. But it's one thing to look at the numbers and another thing to look at the comments. Like the ratings, I will admit though, the last episode of House of Pain, 0.92. That's pretty damn good, considering the last couple episodes, 0.86, 0.75. 0.91 was episode 10. But, it hasn't been consistently high. So, I mean, Tyler I know I was doing some soul searching on this. because I was talking with a person. I'm not going to say who I was talking to, but we were talking about how the quality of Tyler, isn't that great in some areas. But when you think about it, it's like when you support black business, it's like, well, look at all the white people who produce movies or create products, and they aren't that good, but they have a fan base and they're making money. So why do you feel kind of weird doing that about Tyler Perry? I thought about it, and this person, again, I'm not saying who it is, they made a very solid point. But at the same time, because it's like, we didn't get this far deep into it, but I'm just kind of reflecting on the conversation. This is a conversation that happened about 2 weeks ago. We were talking about how, I was thinking about, post conversation. You know what? Am I being a hater? Am I being like, when Barack Obama became the first black president, or Jackie Robinson? I don't believe Jackie was the first black person in the baseball league. Cause I actually watched the video. I think it was Drunk History, and there was somebody before Jackie. But basically, when a black person reaches like the first, basically when a black person is put into the first black blank, the pressure's on for them to succeed, unlike the white counterparts, if you will. That isn't necessarily it when I thought about it, because I'm thinking, damn, am I being anti-black by critiquing Tyler Perry? But no, because I still support him. I mean, literally, I buy the movie ticket. Well, when movie theaters are open, I buy the movie tickets. You all know how many freaking DVDs I gave away, so I put money into that. I watch the shows because I bought the own network, and then, I help the ratings by watching the show. Negative or positive, my channel does promote his stuff. So no, I'm not anti-Tyler Perry. I'm not anti-black. So my thing is, it's just that I know he can do better because he's done better, and I just wish he would do better with what he's putting out now. So yeah, the ratings are, honestly, again, I don't know what the scale, kind of like credit score. I wish there was kind of a meter when it comes to TV shows so I can gauge whether the rating is good or not. But I don't really think I'm just thinking like, the comparison of how, here's something I never did. Let me see if I can pull up the ratings I'm just going to pull a random season of House of Pain. I'm going to pull, season 5. Trying to see if I can pull up the rating numbers here. And unfortunately, actually, hang on. Maybe there's a chart. Wikipedia has changed it around where they actually have like a chart that's color coded with the ratings. So I wonder if they have that for House of Pain. No, they do not. Sorry, never mind. I just killed my point here. Well, all I'm saying is, I'm definitely going to tune in to whatever kind of future products have non-Tyler Perry writers, if you will, basically where he's going to pass the reins on to other people to do, what they, will do, because I think that's a great thing. And again, don't let this video fool you, because I always applaud Tyler Perry for the opportunities he gives those who, nobody else is given the opportunity to, and how he's literally said in an interview, like he wants Tyler Perry Studios to kind of be like a base camp or a springboard for people to eventually move on to do other things. And that's why I love House of Pain, because I just think about Little Jazz and Malik when they were kids on House of Pain, and then they eventually bounced over to Disney and, are doing their things. And I just thinking about China Anne McClain. I believe her first role on Disney was a supporting role on Wizards of Waverly Place during the Wizards versus Angels arc, and then from there I think she did Ant Farm, and then of course the biggest thing, Descendants. She was in the last two movies, 2 and 3, but even though Ant Farm was her show, I think that Uma just blew up because the Descendants franchise was humongous. And I think the order of quality in terms of my favorite would be 2, 1, and 3. Arguably 1, but I think 2 had some better music in there. But in any case, just again, congrats to Tyler Perry on winning the award for 2020 Showman Variety. And again, I applaud you for the opportunity. So I'm looking forward to the products or projects that are being worked on where you're letting the reins be held by up and coming faces in the industry. But yeah, it is kind of sad where the shows that are out now, I think, could use a little bit of elbow grease from another writer, but it is what it is. I mean, again, he's the billionaire. I'm just a fan. But at the end of the day, I still love Tyler Perry. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This video is way longer than I thought it would be, but oh well, I just needed to talk, maybe to make up for lost time. And if you'd like to donate to the channel because I'm not a billionaire, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.